Hey guys, welcome to 302 Sobriety. I'm doing fine, I'm sober, and I hope you guys are too. For myself, I want to talk today, since you guys are not posting on what you would like to hear, about an incident that happened to me yesterday. It's about a higher power and how things work mysteriously, but it's around us all the time. We either choose to see it or we choose not to see it. And it's there. You've got to look for it, you know. I was going to my doctor's appointment, and I was ready to lock up my bicycle because, you know, as you guys know, if you're keeping up, I bike ride every place I go. Sometimes I take the bus, but that's not the issue. The problem was that I got to my doctor's office and ready to lock up the bike, and in between a van and a car, a gentleman asked me before I locked my bike up, "Are you busy?" And I said, "No, I'm not busy. For you, I'm not busy. What do you need?" He says, "I need your shoulder. I need to walk to the building." Well, it's the building next to where I was going. I said, "Sure." So I left my bike unlocked and proceeded to help him. He said, "I need your left shoulder." So he wasn't able to walk as you and I, you know, that we take for granted. He was walking with a cane. I believe it was a 4-prong cane, if I remember. He was a nice guy. He put his hand on my shoulder, and he was guiding me, so I didn't know what he needed. And one of my questions is, well, what happened to you? And he says, MS. I said, "Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that." He says, "Hey, you know, just keep on moving." And I said, "Good." And at that time, you know, I was feeling down. I was feeling, you know, my birthday's coming up. I'm 60 years old, and also my sobriety. And people say that when you're every year you get squirrely around the time of your sobriety, and I will be making 2 years. Well, I'm down on myself, and it's like, again, you know how it is, how our sick thinking is, "Oh, why me? Why me? And why is this happening?" But why not? You know, it happens to people. And I'm walking with this gentleman, and we're walking and talking, and we're making a bond, a spiritual bond, because I felt it as soon as he said, "You got to do what you got to do. You got to walk. You got to keep doing." And I said, "Okay," and he stayed on my mind. I walked him to the door, opened the door for him. He walked in. I said, "Thank you." He said, "Thank you." I said, "Bye." And he stayed in my mind. I went to my doctor's appointment. And I was hoping that I see him when I come back out. And sure enough, he was right there. I said, "You need my shoulder again?" And I walked him back to the van. And we stayed there for quite a while just talking about spirituality. And I told him, you know, I didn't expect to meet him when I rode on my bike. I was feeling down. I explained to him, and I was all into myself. I was into my head, and sometimes you got to stay out of your head. But he spoke and gave me an energy that I needed at that given time. The reason why I say that is because that's God's way, your higher power, whatever you want to label him, way of showing his or her presence. I needed something. He needed something. And he put us together. And I mean, I get chills now just talking about it because I'm reliving it. And we spoke about things that happened to us in our life. I explained to him I'm a recovering alcoholic, and and it's not until I went into these rooms that my higher power, my belief, my spiritual power blossomed. And I have to take a look at things that happen around me that's at one time I thought was not important, was really insignificant. And just meeting this man, I mean, the bond, I mean, for me, it was like, man, I was blown away. I was just blown away. And these are little things that I was not able to see, or I didn't want to see, or I wasn't looking for. Even sitting here, squinting my eyes because the sun is so bright, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. And it's because of my higher power, My higher power gave me another chance to wake up, to experience life. And I'm experiencing life this time, life on life's terms. That's, all these affirmations that you hear in AA, one day at a time, easy does it, it works if you work it. It's all real spiritual stuff. You have to get into your soul because you harbor that energy. You harbor your higher power. You're part of the world. We join forces with the trees, with everything around us. It might sound corny, but it's not until now that I really understand and feel it, what they call it, a reprieve. I went today to one of my meetings, and that's what we were talking about. And I shared my experience with this gentleman, and that's how profound I think that moment was for me. I don't know how profound it was for him, but he shared issues that he remembers 3 times in his life. That God was there protecting him. And he told me about riding the car and doing 65 miles an hour, and there was a deer in the front, and he spun around, did 360, and wound up the back tires on the back of like a sort of ditch, and somebody came by to find out if he was okay. And he said that was one. The second time, if I remember correctly, he said he usually takes his workers or the people that he worked with home, and at this time he didn't take them, and it was a snowy day, and make a long story short, he slid, went up like an embankment of snow, and turned the vehicle upside down. But what he shared after that was that his friends would have been sitting in the passenger side, and that was crushed. His side was not. And he proceeded to say that that was this, God was protecting him. And I stopped him there for a minute. I said, you said 3 times, you remember. I said, but you want to know something? It was more than 3 times. You just don't remember the other times. You might not have been looking for it. Might not been looking for this conversation that I'm having with this gentleman. He's my brother, and I'm like, chills, goosebumps for me, because I made a connection. I made a connection not only with him, but I made a connection with my higher power. And it got me out of my slump. And I thank God all the time for stuff that I don't see and that he just does. It's not always about, I need money, I need this. It's not. No, it's about taking care of somebody else. I pray for this person. I'm praying for this gentleman to stay the way he is with his spirit, because he had one strong spirit. And he passed it on to me. And what I'm doing now is passing it on to you. It's called like enlightenment. You have to experience it to understand it. I could verbalize it, I could tell you how to do it, but until you feel it, until you accept, until you say, hey, you know something, there's got to be a different way and I'm not working something. Remember, I always tell you, mind, body, and soul. I was working my mind, body, and soul when I was drinking out there, when I was drugging, doing all that crazy stuff. But I was doing the opposite of what I'm doing now. My mind, I was feeding negativity. I was surrounded by negativity. My body, I was drinking. I was tearing up my body. My soul, I was listening to the devil. I was listening to the evil. I was doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Though I had good people around me, wasn't. Not until I started my rooms. And I realized that I could have a really, really good time without drinking and accept what's going on in my life. I'll leave you with that. But you guys, I hope you stay sober. I hope you do the right thing. Do the next best thing. There's apps on Google and Play Store, you know, about AA meetings that you can hear recordings. There's also online, there's groups that you could go. You don't have to leave your house, but if you want to get some positivity in your mind about your higher power, your spiritual and stuff like that, and about drinking, and it's not about a whole bunch of drunks complaining about, well, why I can't drink. No, it's about that they're relating to each other's story. And what makes it better is that there's something else that's helping us. There's something else that's guiding us, and you got to follow it. And well, I shouldn't say you have to, because I don't have to do anything. I have free will. But you know something? It is way, way, way better than the way I was living my life. Way better. You know, for you guys that have families, kids, and everything, you know, it's not only about you. They suffer too. People around you, your friends, suffer. It's I don't know how else. I read a lot of Buddhism and the energies that be, and that's my spiritual guide. And we all have different paths to get to the same place. We all want to be kind to one another, love each other. You know, you don't want somebody to abuse you, to mistreat you, so don't mistreat people. Don't use them. You know, if things will come to you when they're supposed to come to you. For me, it's like I want everything yesterday, and I can't have it. I cannot have it my way. But I surely can have it the way I get it from my higher power. With that, I'll leave you. And you guys stay strong and sober. Please don't forget to comment. Please comment. Tell me what you would like to hear. Share. Tell your friends about this. You know, if you have people that are having a hard time and they need a little guidance or something, you know, I'll speak to them through media, this internet stuff and World Wide Web. It's awesome. I could communicate to people, a lot of people out there. Utilize the help. If this doesn't work for you, go get medical help. Get professional help. Yeah, I might be a nurse. I'm a professional in my sense. I work for mental health. But if you need something else, my thing that works for me is the meetings, the fellowship. So you guys, please take it easy, one day at a time, and stay strong. Bye.